is the World News Network with Barry Nolan.
Good evening. On this most historic day, and in case you've just tuned in, brace yourself. You are looking at live coverage as several alien spacecraft, I repeat, alien spacecraft, are hovering above major world cities, including Washington, D.C., New York, Los Angeles, Moscow, Paris, and London. Throughout the day, we've been watching in a kind of horrified wonder as the craft first began appearing around the globe. Although there have been no communications from the visitors, Washington officials are quick to assure us that there is presently no reason for fear or panic. Here's Brett Lewis at the White House with the latest. Brett?
Thanks, Barry. A hastily called news conference broke up moments ago. White House Communications Director Constance Spano spoke to the public's growing concern.
Good afternoon. So far, the phenomenon has not caused any damage. In all likelihood, it will not. It's very important that everyone try to remain calm and not panic. The EBS has been activated, so should the situation escalate, you will be instructed on what to do.
General Gray of the U.S. Space Command followed with a brief statement addressing what is really on everybody's mind.
We have placed the military under yellow alert. We want to assure all Americans that the military is fully prepared for any contingency. And we are proceeding in a cautious and responsible manner.
General Gray then left the podium without taking any questions. That's all the information we have at this time. But if I could interject a little personal observation, things around the White House are looking very tense, to say the least. Barry, back to you.
Thanks, Brett. It is probably safe to assume that the tension is being felt around the globe, tension that began earlier today when we first received bizarre reports of fire raging in the skies over Russia.
Igor, can you hear me? This unexplained disturbance and the hysteria that it's causing are incredible. How would you describe what you are seeing? It is clearing the mountains. Sightings have been reported here in Novosibirsk, Russia, and other parts of Siberia. Moving too slowly to be a comet or meteor, astronomers are baffled as to its origin.
Certainly, we are baffled no more. Scientists now confirm those firestorms were the exhaust of alien craft entering our atmosphere. Jerry Dunphy is live at the Pentagon with the latest information on yet more UFO sightings. Jerry?
Seems there are additional unconfirmed sightings now over Japan, the Mediterranean, and China. What you see on your screen right now is a map indicating the locations of spacecraft around the world. Red indicates confirmed sightings. Yellow signifies unconfirmed sightings or firestorms, which we now recognize as the arrival of a new ship.
Looking live again at the spacecraft, you can see that the size of these ships it's really quite remarkable. It is reported that each craft is over 15 miles in diameter and casts a shadow so immense it can literally throw an entire city into darkness. Officials continue to assure us that there is presently no cause for panic, but throughout much of the country, panic has been the order of the day. Earlier today, Ernie Anastas filed this report from New York as thousands took to the streets in a desperate attempt to escape.
All right, this is New York City. This is incredible. New York City hasn't experienced this kind of panic situation since the blackout in 1968. Stay here. 1968. Look. This is impenetrable. Massive gridlock. Nobody is moving. And all of these people are just trying to get out of the city as fast as they can. Turn the camera around. Look at these people. They've packed their cars. They're throwing up on top of the trucks. They're trying to keep their families together. Look over here. There are people up here. If you look at that building, they are throwing things out the window, down to the street, trying to get them into their cars so they can get out of the city as fast as they can.
And now from Washington, Colin Barkley brings us more on the public reaction. Colin?
I'm here in Hyattsville, Maryland, but the scene you are witnessing is recurring all around the country as people scramble to get out from underneath the shadow of the spaceships that are blotting out the sun. Even in rural areas, they are suffering tremendous traffic jams as people are trying to reach friends and family around the country.
I just have a bad feeling about this. My wife's in Indianapolis. She's pregnant. I just want to go be with my wife.
If they're friendly, we can come back, right?
Interesting story. This young couple you see on the videotape decided they couldn't make it to the church on time, so they got married right here in the fast lane. Now, if you're watching this at home, highway officials have asked that you stay at home until the congestion has died down. If you really must get on the road, I recommend you bring along sensible shoes.
From panic and gridlock in the east to quite a different reaction in the west, in Los Angeles, there's near jubilation as residents have taken to the rooftops in celebration of our alien visitors. Wendy Walsh in Los Angeles, just what is going on there?
Well, it's not the stairway to heaven, but it'll just have to do for now. Below us, we can see hundreds of UFO fanatics who have gathered on rooftops here in downtown Los Angeles to welcome the new arrivals. These signs are amazing, as you can see from the tape. We asked a few people what they were hoping to see tonight. Oh, God, I hope they bring back Elvis!
In 1978, this dropped out of the sky and hit me, you know, atop my head. Well, I'm hoping to get them.
Sorry, Wendy, I'm sorry, we're going to have to cut your report short because we are just now receiving breaking news from the Pentagon that the Air Force is, in fact, about to make an effort to contact the aliens. Our Monica Soloway is standing by at Andrews Air Force Base with more details on what is being dubbed Operation Welcome Wagon. Monica.
General Van Horn and his men have been working under crisis conditions, scrambling to get the equipment needed to make this mission possible. Now, in light of our apparent inability to communicate with our visitors, Pentagon officials have retrofit this Skylift helicopter with a type of visual communications device, which they hope will be the first step in communicating with the alien craft. Now, this is not a military aircraft. This comes from the Forest Service, and it is normally used to carry tons of water to fire situations. But as you can see from this tape made earlier today, it has been loaded up with a powerful generator and refitted with these enormous light panels that are attached to the hull and onto the side.
You are watching live continuing coverage of Operation Welcome Wagon, the first physical attempt to communicate with the alien visitors.
Now, it's a little hard to see here from the ground, but this night vision view is showing us the mission in progress. Any second now, you should see the Skylift helicopter turn on. There they are, 64 powerful lights on either side of the Skylift helicopter have just begun to flash humanity's first visual message to our visitors.
Something's opening.
Something is happening. A bright light is now coming from the craft. We can see it from here.
We're feeling it pretty bad up here. Something's pushing on us. Aboard! 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 Come on! Can you stop?
Mission time marker 01210.
We'll get back to Monica Soloway live at Andrews Air Force Base just as soon as we can. Brett Lewis at the White House. Brett, we can hear you, but we seem to be having some trouble with our video feed. Brett, what's the latest there?
The president has ordered the immediate evacuation of the entire city. Not being told why. Only there's been some type of dramatic change in the current situation. I'm being told we've got to leave as well. I'll try to keep you up to date as much as possible.
What is that? What's happening? What's happening?
The ID4 invasion will continue in a moment.
Try the Olive Garden's new Pronto menu for lunch, featuring our soup, salad, and breadsticks, only $4.95. Just one of many delicious lunches now served with your busy schedule in mind. The new Pronto menu at the Olive Garden for lunch.
We were called an experiment. But what someone figured out is that there's something more important than machines if you want to make a good car. It's about people and giving them ownership in the product they're building. And if you have 8,000 people making the right decisions individually with the company and the car in mind, then you have 8,000 people that own that car. And every car that goes out, that's the way I feel.
When I sing from my soul, it reflects my inner pride and confidence. Part of that confidence is knowing that when I open my mouth, my teeth are incredibly clean. That's why I switched from ordinary toothpaste to Tartar Control Crest. My dentist says it has special tartar blockers. They're drawn to where tartar is forming, where you can see it and where you can't. So I'm confident my teeth are clean. And when I'm confident, it makes a difference inside and out.
For years, it's been a classic piece of Americana. The outside changed, the inside stayed the same. Until today, introducing the new bucket at KFC. Now you can mix roasted chicken with fried chicken and bring home everybody's favorite pieces of Americana.
Fox Saturday Baseball. Before the first pitch is thrown, join the pregame team who really knows how to turn on the heat. Then, Fox Sports brings you exclusive Saturday afternoon coverage of baseball's best. It's a battle for first place in the AL Central when Thomas and the White Sox clash with Bell and the Indians. Or two of the NL's top batters compete as Ellis Burks and the Rockies take on Mike Piazza and the Dodgers. Fox Saturday Baseball. This week, check local listings.
Tom Selleck is Mr. Baseball. Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Spaceships over Russia, New York, Washington, D.C. One could only imagine what would happen if they were real. And that's just the question raised in the special effects-filled summer movie Independence Day. Through the monumental efforts of filmmakers Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, we're given a fascinating look at what just might happen when and if that day arrives. So join us now for an insider's look at Independence Day, the day we fight back.
We estimate that it has a diameter of over 550 kilometers and a mass roughly 1/4 the size of our moon.
The world gets the message on July 2nd. They discover pretty quickly that it's not benign and that, in fact, the whole world's at stake.
They should be entering our atmosphere within the next 25 minutes.
And then it releases 15-mile-wide ships that hover over all of the major cities around the world.
Earthquake!
This is a big emergency crisis situation, like a building on fire, or except time is 10 billion.
Mr. President, alien ships continue to arrive, 15 in total so far.
We have to ask you to try to stay calm, and it's important for everyone not to panic. Suddenly everybody's signals get scrambled all over Washington and all over the world.
More ships have just arrived over the capitals of India, England, and Germany.
They slowly get more and more information, and a signal is revealed through David. Does it. Jeff does it. He figures out what this computer signal is.
They're positioning themselves all over the world. And then what? Checkmate.
Echo 1, welcome wagon is in the air. Welcome wagon is in the air.
I'm the one who discovers about when they're going to attack.
They're using our own satellites against us. And the clock is ticking.
Get those helicopters away from the ship. They're responding. We are evacuating. I repeat, we are evacuating the White House.
We've got to stop them! They're going to kill us all!
Time's up.
The plan is to rub everybody out by July 4th.
They're not good guys. They're not bad guys. They don't like us. They don't hate us. They're simply the new tenants, and we're the cockroaches, and they want the bugs cleaned out.
And action!
You scared, man? No.
From 29.
Something you want to add to this briefing, Captain Hiller?
No, sir. Just a little anxious to get up there and whoop E.T.'s ass, that's all.
We have to mobilize, and as President of the United States, I got a big job. Big job.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Bringing Independence Day to the movie screen was no easy task. In fact, it was one of the largest productions Hollywood has ever mounted. Let's take a quick look behind the scenes and see where these aliens really came from.
We had great exterior locations. We shot on the Bonneville Salt Flats with these spectacular views where we had 170 trailers racing across the desert to these enormous sets that we built here at the Hughes Aircraft.
Kick the tires and light the fires.
Whenever you try to do a film that involves the military, you try and get military support, especially if the military is portrayed in a favorable light, as they are in our film. They actually helped us in making it more realistic. And once we'd kind of revised the script to a point we felt it was realistic and working, we went back and they said, great, we love it, we're all set to join you, but one little thing, can you remove any reference to Area 51? And of course, we couldn't, because we wanted to tap into pre-existing mythology about UFOs, so you can't do that without mentioning Area 51. And so because of that, they declined to support the film.
President? Roland really has pulled together a very fine group of actors for this piece. It's a top-draw cast.
I think we kind of tried in the whole movie, like for every little part, you know, to find the perfect actor for it and try to make the whole cast very balanced. Every character is equally important.
They're not all that dissimilar from us.
Hey, you guys want to see him?
What are these 15-mile-long spaceships that hover over cities and create a shadow? This is unbelievable to me. There's something about that that is so exciting. Part of me just said, I have to be in this because I have to find out how they will do this.
Oh, nice. I think when you do a special effect movie these days, you have to go to the limits of what technology can do, and you have to create sequences that people haven't seen.
We shot over 6,000 elements to make up over 400 visual effect shots.
You have this massive cast and grills, chills, spills. This is a classic, big-budget Hollywood picture, you know, and it just feels great to be a part of it.
It really is a thrilling script. There's all of these little stories going on that kind of meet up in a wonderful way at the end.
It's a feel good about America type of movie. Makes you believe in land of the free, home of the brave.
I think lovely and inspiring a story about how people can come together and join their efforts for a common and grand and noble purpose.
That's what I call a close encounter. Hollywood fiction? Maybe. But if not, are we prepared to deal with visitors from another world? We'll find out when we come back.
If more top mechanics use one motor oil over any other brand in their own cars and trucks, maybe it's time you changed your oil. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
My brother told me to watch his chicken nuggets for a minute so no one eats them. But when someone gets nuggets, it's hard not to try one.
Now get 5 all-white meat Wendy's chicken nuggets for 99 cents.
Who ate my nuggets? Steve Thomas.
They get a hold of this game, then all of a sudden, everybody's Kid Virginia. They get my vertical.
They got my wheels.
They even gave away my patented swing.
It's a whole new ball game. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run with ACM graphics, only on Super NES.
Here you go, Mr. Griffey. Sorry, kid. Car sold separately.
This is the world's first 12-hour commercial. Long enough to eat a couple meals, to work a full day. Because that's how long Zantac 75 for heartburn helps prevent acid production for up to 12 hours. The medicine in Zantac 75 is so trusted that over the last 5 years, doctors have made it the most prescribed acid-reducing medicine in the world. It's been a great day.
Zantac 75, the final word in acid relief.
Tonight, is Al Bundy leading a double life?
What are you doing? You take me out at night and sniff other men?
Married with Children, coming up next.
Eagle is more of everything. The trouble is, when you're in the Eagle door department, how do you find your way out? Oh, maybe through here. It's, oh, doors. More doors. Oh, maybe over here. There's got to be a door out of the Eagle door department. Oh, be through. Oh, no. More doors.
Eagle Hardware and Garden.
More of everything. The SOS storage system from Steel City combine heavy-duty steel parts to create unlimited storage solutions. SOS at Eagle.
So, could extraterrestrials really arrive here on Earth? And what would happen if they did? Would our leaders, and if necessary, our military, be ready and able to communicate with alien elements or defend us from them? That's what we set out to answer. We brought together some of the world's foremost experts on the subject and asked them, point blank, are we prepared? Could we fight back?
I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all?
I think Ronald Reagan and every president before or since probably knows a lot more than we do. The real question is, what more do they know?
My concern is this. It may be that the government was withholding the information because they're being compelled to withhold the information. Perhaps the aliens themselves, if they're here, are the architects of the secrecy.
In video footage shot live from the shuttle mission STS-48, there is an apparent maneuver of several different small objects seen near the horizon of the planet Earth, which appear to not be ordinary space junk, space objects, ice from the shuttle, and so forth.
It appears that this object, whatever it is, at some distance from the shuttle, actually goes through the atmosphere area and then shoots out away from the atmosphere, away from Earth, makes a 90-degree turn. And that is very puzzling, to put it mildly.
It's very probable that the objects are large, far away, and traveling very, very fast. That, of course, raises the question, whose are they and who's on board?
There are two possibilities. One, that we are the only inhabited planet, and two, that we are not the only inhabited planet. And either idea is fantastic.
I think that for us to say that, to even be skeptical about whether there's another life form somewhere out there is breathtakingly arrogant.
The Hubble Space Telescope recently was focused on a small area of sky. Within that grain of sand piece of sky was 1,500 galaxies.
That means that there are literally tens of billions of stars for every human being on Earth. The universe must be teeming with life. Teeming with life. All kinds of life, all kinds of thought, all kinds of motives.
It is possible that at some foreseeable time there could be an arrival of large numbers of entities from elsewhere here on planet Earth.
I think we do have a legitimate concern about possibility of an alien invasion.
If they can get here from another star, that means that their technology is more than likely well in advance of what we presently would have capable to repel them.
If there were a hostile civilization out there that really wanted to invade us in a military sense, we wouldn't have a ghost of a chance.
Well, I believe the Star Wars technology is a very good basis to work from to protect ourselves. It could be used out into space just as simply as it could have been to protect us here on Earth.
It's my impression that even that sort of technology would not be sufficient to defend against whatever threat there may be.
If these creatures coming from outer space are armed with weapons unknown to humans, all these anti-ballistic missiles may be of no use. We do not know what they possess.
My opinion is that it probably would not be an overt, straightforward military weaponry attack. It would combine subtle elements of psychic influence.
If I were they, I would not want to generate a whole lot of hostility on our part either, because for all our faults and all our weaknesses as a race, as a human race, we do tend to band together in the clutch and present a pretty formidable adversary.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish. We're going to survive.
In order to prepare for what may or may not be an invasion, I think the best way we could do it is just get everything out in the open.
We're floating in physical evidence. This is no secret. It's no question. It's time to get it out of the UFO community and into the scientific community and for the general public to realize it's real. They're here now. It's time to wake up.